Hi everybody, it's Linda from Linda Takes It Back. It's been a while. And we're all in the middle of this craziness right now, right? And I was out today. I just went to Target with my mask. I got an online order, and for my kids it was shoes, and it was the wrong size, and they only had a few left in that store. Let me turn my car off here. So I went to exchange the size to find out you can't make exchanges, so I had to buy the other size, which was fine. But it's just getting out finally, and it's a beautiful day, and I just pulled into this parking lot, and I know it looks like really bright outside, but there's actually a little creek and this pretty hill with the leaves coming down the hill, and spring has sprung, and I'm in a much better mood, so I thought I'd actually do a video today. I'm sorry it's been a while. I haven't really been in the headspace to make a video, and I figured the last thing anybody needs right now is somebody bringing them down. And yeah, so it's been a crazy time, and I'm sure it has for you guys too. And you know, weight loss is hard. Is real hard during a time like this, and keto was insane. I just was like, I can't get through this quarantine thing without some wine, which kicked me right out of keto like the second week. So let me start from what's been going on in my area. My kids' schools closed on March 13th. It was like that Tuesday, I guess March 13th was a Friday, and that Tuesday they said that they had information that someone was exposed to COVID, one of the children in an elementary school, and that they were going to do a cleaning of all the schools overnight, and they were closed for that whole day of Tuesday, and we went back Wednesday and Thursday. And then basically what happened was a doctor in the area, a pediatric doctor, had been overseas. Apparently he went from overseas to a conference in Boston, I heard from a neighbor, and then he came back to our area and met with a bunch of patients, children. And I'm sure their parents and their siblings who would go to the appointment with them within a few days, and then he got sick. And so they were tracking down where all these patients were, and of course by then who knows how many people they came in contact with. So it was kind of fortunate and unfortunate at the same time, because we couldn't deny that our township was exposed in a big way, and they shut it down. I mean, we are a big retail hub in our area. They shut it down. So we have been in quarantine, it was like 32 days now, and they have shown in our township that it's actually flattening the curve, and that the number of cases has started to drop, which is just amazing, and the percentage of new cases has also started to drop. So if you don't think it's making a difference, it really, really is. It's just amazing to me, one, when you go to a store, how each time you go, the standards were upping and upping and upping. So I was going to CVS, I had to get a prescription. The first time I went, the line was like 10 people long in this little aisle, and there was no way to social distance. The second time I went, they had marks on the floor. The third time I went, they put a table in front of the register, so you had to like bend and reach, and you couldn't really get close to the cashier, which was good. And then this time, you know, I signed up for the delivery program for prescriptions, but yeah, that's not working. So this time I went, they have plexiglass up. They have the pin pad on the table now, so you can't get anywhere close to the cashier, which I think it's great to protect them. But each time it's like that. It's like that at the grocery store and any place I've had to go. And it's a little disconcerting. It freaks you out a bit when you go that it has to be like this, but I'm feeling a little bit more protected. I only go out when I have to go out. I mean, I didn't have to go to Target today, but I was worried that those shoes weren't going to be in stock. And I guess I could have ordered the other pair online now that I know I couldn't have exchanged anything. But honestly, mentally, I needed to get out a little bit, and I should have just driven around, because it's just, it's tough being at home. It's like, I'm at home a lot of the time anyway, but I fill my day a lot with going to the gym and having lunch with friends, or going to the store and doing things I need to do. And I can't do any of that right now. And it's a little strange. And all I do is cook food for my kids and think of how I'm going to get the next batch of food. Make sure we're not running out of anything. And so it's thinking of food a lot, which I really don't want to be doing. It's a little crazy. So I was like hesitant to come on because I don't want to give a weight update. And what makes you guys feel better? Does it make you feel better right now for me to say, oh, I lost 10 pounds, or oh, I gained 10 pounds? I don't think any of that matters right now. I mean, not that it doesn't matter, but I don't see the point in beating ourselves up over it right now when this is all going on and we're taking care of our families and taking care of ourselves, and there's a lot of worry and a lot of anxiety. I think the biggest thing right now is self-care and making sure you're loving yourself and you're not being negative on yourself. And I did gain weight in the first 3 weeks. I gained weight and then I leveled off, and I'm like, okay, you got to get this under control. Just like, don't go crazy. This is the way it is, and you have to adjust to the new way it is. So I've been doing that, and then I'm trying to get back to myself. But I have to say, I have good days and bad days. And today is a better day. And last week my kids were on spring break, and that was better because I wasn't doing 3 hours of homeschooling and all the cooking. And I honestly have been going through not just anxiety, but I think my depression and anxiety was coming out in weird ways. So the first 2 weeks I had like stomach issue, and then I have this like dizziness going on, and I would try to go for a walk and I'd feel really dizzy and have to come home. I don't know what has been going on, but every day it was a different issue. The other day I had like this pain that like a nerve pain that I haven't had in a really long time, going down my neck and down my arm. It like interrupted my sleep the whole night. But it's just one day after another. It's getting hot in here, sorry. It's a different thing. And I was watching a Celebrate Vitamins YouTube video. They were doing some special videos with Connie Stapleton, and she's a therapist, a bariatric therapist. She was talking about depression and how sometimes that comes out in physical symptoms. So she said, if you're having symptoms that are different than things you've had before or that you normally have, and I was like, yeah. And she started naming things, and she's like, are you nauseous? And are you this? And I'm like, yes. So realizing what that was and not worrying so much and trying just to, get it together in a way, like just try to calm myself down internally. You know, I called my doctor and I talked to her about the anxiety I was feeling, and she did give me like some lorazepam, and I wound up only taking 2 so far because they just made me take a nap. But I'm like, I could just take a nap, and it didn't really calm me the way I was hoping that it would calm me and I could function better. So I have it, and just knowing that I have it if things get really bad is comforting enough, I think, at least for me. The other thing that's been really good is that I was already going to a therapist to talk about my food issues and my anxiety, and I think I mentioned it in a previous video that it's cognitive behavioral therapy. So my therapist has been able to give me a couple of things to try to help when you feel like things are out of control. And one of the things he mentioned was giving back to others, that you feel really good and it's a great like mood booster to give back to others. And so I've been trying to do that more. And the other thing was saying, was about gratitude and saying the things that you're thankful for, which, you know, I'm kind of princess of darkness. That's not really my thing, But I do feel very grateful these days. I feel grateful for my husband having an online type of job where he was working remotely before 2 days a week. So it wasn't a big transition for him to go to 5 days a week. So he's home safe. And I don't think we have to worry about his job, which is really good. And just things like that. We were able to sell his dad's house, and we're hoping that will close by the end of the month. We did have to try to get it emptied. So that was interesting, but I think that's all worked out too. So even though we can't donate or sell anything, we just rented a storage unit and put a bunch of the stuff in there for now. So we do have a lot of good things going on, especially my kids. They've been really great at handling this whole quarantine. They're not liking it, but they're not being difficult. They don't clean up after themselves. No, they don't. And we've talked about that a lot, but they have been great at being homeschooled. They actually like it. They finally are able to talk to their schoolmate friends this week for the first time. They have their school iPads finally. So that's been great for them. And I set them up to do Facebook Messenger Kids, which I really didn't want to do initially, but because of the whole coronavirus thing, I did set them up to do that. And they've been able to talk to their friends still and feel connected, which I think is really important. And we've been trying to do that too with our friends. We do like a trivia game with our friends at night, and I've tried a couple of Zooms to talk and things like that. I bought a fire pit for our backyard so that we can sit around and talk when the weather's nice, because it still gets kind of chilly here at night. And we can just like roast marshmallows and have fun outside and watch the kids play on the play set and just feel like we're not just cooped up in the house. That's been great. So there's a lot of really great things. My best friend made me masks. She made us all masks and sent them to us, which was sweet. And I ordered some on Amazon to make from bandanas, and the bandanas have not arrived. So it's a good thing I have this one. Yeah, so there's a lot of good things going on. It's just scary. It's just very scary, and you don't know when it's going to end. And my mom, she's 80 and she's home by herself. She's been going walking with her friend and keeping up her walking routine, which is great. They wear masks and they stay far apart, but I think it's really good for her mentally and physically to get out. And I think that's the next thing for me, is I really haven't been working out much. I've been kind of shut down, especially in the afternoons. I feel like I'm wiped out. And that's my next thing, is getting back into a workout routine. I've tried doing some things, but it's not consistent. And that's probably keeping me from getting back on track with my weight loss. Right now, I'm kind of okay just staying the same. Because that's not gaining, you know, I'm not binge eating. I'm not going crazy on carbs, but I'm staying the same. And, you know, little by little, I'll get myself back to normal, back in the groove of it again. Let me know how you guys are doing. This is just what's going on with me, and it's not fun. It's not horrible though. It's really not. You know, you could be somewhere and not have any of your stuff, or be with your family, and that's got to be so hard. And all the essential workers out there who are like risking themselves every day to help people, it's just amazing. And so I really can't complain. It's just something we have to deal with, and we have to figure it out and, you know, do it in a way that we make it through and we're all right, you know? And I will talk to you soon. I'll try to give you another update if there's anything more to talk about, if I can get out of the house and get away from the kids for a few minutes. Help. I'm trying for them not to be like stuck on their iPads all the time, and it's really hard. And it's really hard for me not to be stuck on my iPad and my phone all the time. Yeah, but whatever we can do to cope right now is good, you know? Okay, well, take care, guys. Keep you posted. Bye.